today on the way here, I was driving, obviously, and next to me was this fire engine looking thing, but it was almost like a fire engine mixed with an ambulance. And he was behind me, and I was going a normal speed because everybody else in front of me was going a normal speed. And then all of a sudden, he has an opportunity to get around me, and I see him in his big old rearview mirror that's about the size of that door, because that's how big they are these days.
Big old
rearview mirror. And he says, I imagine he says, "What are you doing? Get out of my way. Why are you going so slow? Blah, blah, blah." It felt like I had a responsibility to the world to show this guy that you can pass me and you can go around me and you can scream at me, but we're going to end up right next to each other at every red light from here on out into kingdom come.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And that's what happened.
Amen.
That's what happened. And he cut me off.
Did you look at him?
Twice. No, I yawned. I would yawn. And
I
I was
bet
just
that
like,
made him mad.
oh, yeah.
He's like, he's sleeping? I'm pissed. Did he sleeping?
I fake yawned multiple times so that he would.
Can you demonstrate?
He's stirring the pot.
I just yawn and go like,
That's making me want to yawn.
You even did a stretch. I like that.
because he'd be next to me, and you could tell that as soon as that light turned green, his engine
gonna
was
book it.
revving. He was ready to go.
It's like in Mario Kart, how you're supposed to start revving before you go.
His wheels were already
Yeah,
spinning.
they're already turning.
And there was another truck there whose driver seemed unaware of anything going on. It was a lower quality truck. Lesser quality? Lesser quality.
Lesser quality, yes.
It looked
Either
like it
is-
could have been
either
used
wor-
for the same purposes, but it didn't have the roll down hatch in the back. And he didn't care. He was keeping this guy from going around me. So I was trying to stay neck and neck with the other dude. It was fun. I know that it wasn't right, and I should find him on Facebook and apologize.
What? With what context clues? Man with truck.
Drives today.
Was it a... yeah, that'll narrow it
Road
down.
rage.
Was it a fire rescue
Yeah.
truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
It had a letter and a number on the back, on the top right, facing the back. I don't remember what. I feel like it was an M4. Like it said M4
Okay.
or something.
Was this on 278?
Yeah.
It's always freaking 278.
And those lights, you know how they turn red from all the way down there
Yes.
up to where you are? But if you get the groove right, you can go through a yellow
beat
light,
it.
and then the next red one turns green, and then you're golden.
You beat the
You're-
combination.
You
yeah.
have.
gone.
You are Nicolas Cage in National Treasure. You have pushed the rock, and the wall fell down.
Here we are.
And you're smooth sailing.
You
Is
found
this
it.
the first Nicolas Cage mention of season 2?
I think it might be. Is it? If it is, that's
I
a
don't
shame.
know.
I think we
National
should
Treasure
put-
comes up so often for us.
I think National Treasure is my Roman Empire.
Do you think we should try to have Nicolas Cage on? Like, on down the line?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do. What would I ask him? What's it like being a Coppola? Why'd you
Yeah.
legally change your name
Why'd you change your
to
name?
From Coppola.
Cage?
Yeah. Why are you hiding? You're still a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, how much Riz does one have
Oh,
to
God.
have
I hate that
to
word.
get whatever her name is?
Cher.
No. Did he date Cher?
No. He was in a movie with her, though. You ever seen
Date
Moonstruck?
Cher.
We gotta watch Moonstruck, y'all. It's ridiculous, but
I
it's
ain't never
so
seen
good.
it in all my years.
It's so good. Cher. Well,
Is that the one where he's screaming, "Not the bees"?
no, that's Wicker Man.
Oh,
That's a
Wicker Man.
that's a horror movie. That's a scary one.
No.
But in Moonstruck, his thing is, I lost my hand. No. I lost my bride. I lost my hand. And he has a half wooden hand. Y'all, I went through a phase in high school. I was watching that movie every week.
Same thing with National Treasure.
I think it did something to my brain chemistry.
I just watched old One Direction videos on YouTube.
I'm sure that affected your brain chemistry.
It did.
Okay. May I deep cut?
Oh.
The cartoon.
Yes, the Adventurous
Tacos.
Adventures of One Direction, yes. I'll have the tacos, please.
Was
I
that
watched
voiced
that
by
a
them
lot.
or did
No.
somebody?
No.
It was
no.
one guy doing all the voices.
And didn't he have this
Oh.
weird intro to it?
Yeah, it was like this homemade song intro. So funny.
I wanna save ya.
Okay.
That was good.
Come on, Harry. Hit the
Hit the
note.
note. Yeah.
It's a game with the ball.
Those are so funny. The one, I can't even. The one where they're talking about Liam being afraid of spoons, and they're like, the villains are trying to fight him off, and they just come strapped with spoons. That's all they have.
There's gotta be more to this than
Spoons
I've
and their
ever seen.
willpower. There's so many.
I've only seen the one with Lord Fapter, guys.
Oh my gosh. Actually, you have to watch these. These are so funny.
I don't know.
They're all right. They're all right. It's very.
You have to watch it.
What was
as
the era
satire.
of that? What would you describe that era as in entertainment? Because it was pre-Vine.
Yes.
It was YouTube.
We were kind of in limbo.
We were
In limbo.
trying to
This
be
is the start
better
of
than YouTube.
This was like probably 2013, 2014. So YouTube was where it was at, at the
fact
time.
that I was a junior in high school.
I was 10.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
I was still crimping my hair.
I don't know
was-
what I
The
was
hard
doing.
way. The hard way, like braiding it every night.
I was making.
And sleeping in
Oh my god.
tiny,
That's
little,
effort.
tiny
Yeah.
little braids. I didn't have one of those like iron
the-
things that would
the
crimp
clampy
it.
ones?
Yeah.
Hannah, do you have? Oh wait, no. We got a 3Bs. I forgot
Wait,
the theme.
I'm still trying to think about what you said.
Hannah, I told you about a run-in that I had during a traffic situation.
Am I stupid?
Girl.
What?
Clearly,
This defined, well, I won't say this defined your whole day,
you
but
were held at
Oh, today?
gunpoint today.
I didn't know we were going to talk about that on the pod. I thought you were.
it's like, what a perfect segue into One Direction
Nothing interesting
shorts.
happened to me today that had to do with
Listen,
traffic.
in my mind, when you said that, okay, for context for the radio, we were sitting over there talking about just stuff, and Colin was like, nah, wait, I'm going to save this for the pod. And then he looked at me and he was like, you have a story for this.
Girl, just tell the story.
And I just thought you were talking about something prior to today. Anyway, today I was on my way to work, as one does, commutes. I'm driving down the street. I'm having a jolly old time. I was listening to Role Model, and I'm just driving. I'm cruising down the street. I'm having a really great time, listening to my music. I'm in the left lane, all right? The speed limit is 55. So I'm going 60 in this 55 in the left lane, which I feel like is like normal. This guy comes up behind me in this janked up black sedan, gets on my bumper. In my mind, I was like, okay, he's probably gonna let up at some point. Cause usually they do. If you go long enough, they're like, all right, we're not gonna deal with this. And there were 3 cars like to the right of me to the point where I couldn't just like move over into the right lane. We were all going the same speed. So eventually I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like book it, speed it up, and try to get over the right lane. So I speed up. I finally get to a point where I can move over. I turn my signal on. I look behind me to make sure no one's there. It's clear. So I start to go move into the right lane. This guy behind me cuts me off, like passes me on the right, cuts me off in the front, brake checks me. I had to like slam on my brakes. I was fine. Then he has a gun.
Oh no.
He's waving it like in the middle, like to where you can see it through the back windshield, swaps hands and sticks it out the window.
That's
Oh my
insane.
So he basically pulled 2 guns on you.
Yes, essentially. And is waving it out the window. Like I could tell he's yelling, and like he even like kind of stuck his head out the window at one point. And obviously I freaked out. I slammed on my brakes and
Hannah, don't cry.
okay.
You don't have to cry. You're in a safe space.
Hey, calm down. Calm down.
Hey, deep
Slow
breath,
your
deep breath,
breathing.
deep breath.
Slow your breathing.
Get a paper bag. Somebody get her a bag.
You're breathing too fast. You're using up all your oxygen.
Sally, can you get her a bag?
What's that? What is that a reference
Sally's
to?
a dog. What?
Don't say that.
Sorry. Sally, a dog for real.
Right there.
That was
She's
funny.
over there asleep.
No, she a dog for real. She a dog, DAWG. Anyway,
Notice how when we're in here on the carpet, she won't get on the carpet with us. Sorry.
It's her sacred space.
I'm about to have a panic attack. So I pulled over. I had my little freak out moment. I pulled up to work, disheveled. I looked like I had been, my face was puffy. My eyes were puffy. I was like still shaken up because I was late because I was going to be early. I was going to be 10 minutes early and I ended up late.
So if we're
upset.
not disheveled, does that mean we're just sheveled?
Sure.
Okay.
I make the laws of the English language and I decide yes.
All right. All right.
She's an English major.
yeah, she's got that pen that writes everything.
Yeah, I do have a pen.
You didn't deserve that.
No, girl.
You didn't deserve
I know that. I know that that's true. It made me upset not only because like it happened, but because like people like that can just get away with stuff like that. You know?
He won't get away with it. If you're that kind of a reckless person with a firearm,
One of these
eventually
days.
something's going to come
I
back
just
and
hope
haunt
nobody.
you.
I hope nobody gets hurt for that to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's where I worry. And like he drove away so fast. I mean, it was a black sedan, but I don't know anything other than that. So
well, we live to see another day.
we do.
We're glad you're here.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm
glad
sorry I
here.
said that defined your whole day because it doesn't.
It did not actually. I don't
'Cause
know
look
what
at us
defined my
now.
day, but it wasn't that. Look at us now.
Look at us now.
Look at us.
Look at her
now.
now. Watch you go.
We're singing two different songs.
We're in different vibes
I
these
like
days.
this.
Welcome to 3 V's on a Pod. I'm Colin,
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Ashley.
and we are so happy to be back with you regulars. We've got
Whoa,
a
hey,
killer
regulars.
show for you today.
This is going to be crazy.
Hannah, would you like to introduce our icebreaker?
Yeah, guys, I love this icebreaker. This is one of my favorite questions to ask people in general when we first meet because I feel like it tells you a lot about a person. If someone found out that you had been sent to prison for something, what would they expect you to have been sent to prison for?
Ock.
Ach.
We can ock. I thought long and hard about this today, y'all. I was riding the four wheeler today thinking about what's going to get me.
Feeding the cows?
Yeah.
Come on, queen.
Yep.
Q.
You got it.
Yeah.
Double E-N.
Yeah.
I know this one's lame, but we've talked about this before, and I think I would go to prison for tax evasion
Trying to hide.
of some sort. Maybe trying to hide because I'm sick of the system. And
Stick
why
it
is
to the
it? Why is it their
menu.
business?
Why
Why
would
do
you-
they need to know
Yeah.
what I'm doing to make my living to survive? And also clerical error. You know, I do tend to overthink facts and figures,
Yeah.
and I think that would get me someday, just like Wesley Snipes,
Come back and get you.
Yes.
because that's why he went to prison.
Oh.
I've
Not
never heard that
because
name
he-
before in my life.
Well, he was Blade, Blade, the vampire.
I didn't
that's
realize
also
that's why he went to
a vampire hunter,
Tax evasion?
tax evasion.
Shakira.
She went to
Tax
prison.
That's why she went to jail. Maybe it was prison. Maybe it was jail.
Shakira.
Jail,
they
is,
put you
jail
in-
is local. Prison is big.
Prison. They would if I evaded taxes. They would put me in prison, right? Because that's a crime against the government.
Yes, it is a
Yeah.
felony.
Local and federal.
Tax evasion is a
She
felony.
had $17 million in an offshore account that was taxable income, but she did not pay the taxes.
Honey, no. I know her accountant was screaming.
I'm sure
Running
Wesley
around.
Snipes' situation was similar to this.
Yeah.
Well, she's out now, and she performed at, I think, the AMAs.
Oh,
So
well.
she's
This was
fine.
Is she well?
Yeah.
She's-
Oh,
how does she look?
She looks hot.
Okay.
because she's
Obviously,
Shakira.
because she's Shakira.
I was just about to do that.
I'm just glad prison didn't take that out of her.
You
You
know,
know?
those hips. They took
They-
a polygraph and they failed.
They lied.
hips-
The
They
hips
did
lied.
lie. They
Did
did
lie,
lie.
and that's what put her in prison.
Period.
I tried to come up with something better, but
Girl, don't defend it.
I don't think I could kill. I don't think. Wait, don't defend my tax
Yeah,
evasion.
you don't have to defend it.
Okay.
We thought it was great.
Yeah.
Personally.
I think that's.
I was
you're-
just gonna tell y'all my other options.
Go
honestly-
for it. Go for it.
That's
I'm sorry.
good,
I didn't mean
yes.
to. I didn't mean to step on your toes.
No,
or your
my
bruised
toes are over
shins.
here. and they're not stepped on. I don't think I could kill. I don't think I would trespass. They wouldn't put you in prison for that. I
Government
guess because
property?
I was on the four-wheeler, I'm thinking about...
Trespass on government property, like the Pentagon.
Girl, you'll go down.
That would be deliberate trespassing, though. You got to think to do that.
Okay, I won't do that. I'm so scared. I'm so scared of breaking all rules.
Yeah, I feel like you would.
I'm picking my cuticles right now.
Stop
Just
it.
thinking
Quit
about
it.
it.
Quit. Put them
Yeah.
under your seat.
In my mind, if you were to commit a crime, it would be on accident.
Yeah. Maybe a crime that is kind of obscure that I didn't know was a crime. But you know, what is that? They always say, like, you know, you get pulled over and the cops go, your ignorance of the law is not my responsibility, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like your
Ma'am.
tail light being out.
Yeah.
That's what you go to jail for.
Yes.
Dang it. And I
Or-
almost did. Not really.
Or I could.
Did I tell you about the traffic stop?
No.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make this as quick as
I like
possibly
traffic
can.
stories.
I'm
got
leaving
traffic stories
school.
galore.
I'm leaving school. I'm in the city of Carrollton. Can I get in trouble for this? This was 3 years ago. Whatever. Leaving school. I'm crossing a railroad track. At this railroad track, there is also simultaneously a stop sign. I come to the stop sign. Stop. I'm aware that my tail light is out. I'm also glaringly aware that there is a police officer behind me. I flipped on my blinker even though I knew it wasn't working. It was my right tail light. He follows me, so he turns also right. And I
Yes.
get up to another stop sign, hit the brakes, stop for more time than I normally would have stopped for with a cop behind me. As soon as I'm going through the intersection, he puts on his lights. He does. I don't even hear siren or anything. I just see his lights in my rearview mirror. I slammed on the brakes so fast, he almost rear-ended me.
Y'all, in those situations, if my guts don't fall out through my lower, I don't know what. Because those,
You're
the
scared.
lights, it just changes how you feel immediately. Because you're
Yeah.
like, my life could change right now. My life's
Yeah.
never going to be the same.
I immediately, tears started welling up in my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, girl, this can't be you. Don't do this. And I didn't cry until after he left.
Yes.
But he did write me a ticket. I think he wrote me a ticket because he was training somebody.
Yeah.
He said, you have 2 out of the 3 taillights out. And I was like, sir, I only have 2 taillights. What are you referring to as the third light? And he was referring to the cargo lamp
Yeah.
on the back of the cab, but that
Yeah.
is not a brake light. It's not a brake light at all. Like, I switched on the cargo light and I'm like, this is a light that I can control here. It doesn't have anything to do with my brakes.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, 2 out of 3s. And I'm like, there's no 3.
that's so stupid.
But I was able to dispute it. I was stressed.
Good.
He leaves. I drive away and start crying. I was supposed to meet Hannah for lunch after Hannah Grace
Yes, not me.
for
y'all.
lunch in Villarica after this, and I almost canceled on her. I called her and I was crying. I was like, I got a ticket. It was my first ticket ever. But sorry, I was.
Was it your first time being pulled over, too?
Yeah.
Oh.
First time pulled over and first time ticket. But whatever. They didn't put me in jail for that.
He's twisting his
That's what the cop
non-existent
was
handlebar
saying. That's
muscle.
how
You're
he
saying
was
that the whole
laughing.
time. You're so insensitive. What a jerk.
Yeah,
Jerk.
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 Okay, I have 2 scenarios. One is like realistically, it would probably be embezzlement or like money laundering because math.
Which we said in the finale
Yes.
of season 1.
Yeah. Which I
Which we
asked
learned.
Julie today and Davis. They were both there, but I don't think they registered what I said. What I would get booked for, and they both said embezzlement. So I think
Just
that
being
fits
sneaky.
me.
Is this your
Yes.
realistic one or you're not?
This is my realistic one. My dream crime would be like high level, high scale fraud. Like I would want to be a con woman, like Anna Delvey. I would want to Anna Delvey.
Or like Sandra Bullock.
Like
Yes.
Mad Money?
like heisting.
Diane Keaton?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I would want to be hands off heisting. I would just want to reap the benefits. To me, more like identity
Oh, so you're just
theft
calling
or
the
fraud.
shots.
Yes, I don't think I would want to legitimately like heist something, but I would want to be a con woman.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, we
Like,
You're
accept
kind
it.
of pulling the strings and somebody else is getting their hands dirty, but you benefit from it.
maybe I'm literally thinking of this only in Anna Delvey terms, like the fact that she just like straight up lied her way to the top somehow. I would like, to me that would be interesting to figure out how to do that and to do it. Like if I had to do it, if I had.
I always think when I see things like that in media, like movies and stuff, I think to myself, y'all just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Just tell the truth. Just now's the perfect time.
Yeah.
You haven't done the thing yet.
Literally.
Just don't do it. Last night in Broad City, Abby was dating a guy that she didn't tell Alana about, and then the guy took her on a date to the same restaurant that Alana's family was at for her parents' wedding anniversary. But Abby lied and said she was training Shania Twain
Oh, at the gym that she
at
works
the gym she
yes.
works at, and she was going back and forth between tables so that neither one knew what she was doing. And then I'm just like, bro,
Just be honest.
be honest.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're gonna make this so much worse for everybody. And she did. Obviously, she did. That was the point. We
Yeah.
needed that tension because the show's too happy-go-lucky all the time. They needed
Yeah.
some controversy.
Yeah.
I would be thinking about doing that bad of a crime or just being secretive about something like
Yeah.
that. My stomach kind of hurts right now just thinking about it. How bad would my stomach hurt all the time?
Yeah. I think people like that just believe their own delusions, and that's why.
And their stomachs don't
Yeah.
hurt.
I guess so. Or they just don't care.
Yeah.
They have no care in the world for your well-being or anyone else's, which is probably why you need other fall guys. You need people that would
Yeah.
take the fall.
I need
They would
minions.
never meet you in person. They wouldn't know your real name. They wouldn't know what you looked like.
I need undercover minions.
You're just a call that comes through on the phone and you're
Yeah.
Mrs. H.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
I have,
menacing
like,
Mrs. H.
A voice modulator.
Like Scrim.
I'm gonna gut you like a fish.
I knew he was going to do that.
Anyways,
Yeah, those are the two. Realistically, probably something like embezzlement or money laundering.
I could see you doing that. Your dad's
Also-
like a hacker.
A hacker, really?
Isn't he a hacker?
He's just in there like,
He's in there like. Dun, 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 dun,
is
dun,
Dave
dun.
gonna like this? Or is he gonna be mad?
Dave works in taxes.
Okay.
So, I guess. Okay, my dad and I have actually talked about this a lot, like about embezzlement and tax fraud, obviously, because that's, his job.
Tax fraud, more like tax god.
Period.
Sorry, that was probably
got me.
blasphemous.
Yeah, we've talked about tax fraud a lot, or like accidental tax fraud. So yeah, like tax evasion, tax audits, taxes, because that's his job. Is taxing.
I wouldn't
It's
know.
taxing.
I wouldn't know the first place to start. That's a
I really
language.
don't understand the IRS, but that's none of my business.
Do they have Rosetta Stone for taxes?
They should.
Why can't they just send us
That's
a bill?
TurboTax.
TurboTax is. I love that TurboTax is just there with me the whole way, just
Yeah.
drinking a smoothie. They're saying almost done. You only have
Yeah,
4 hours
you've got
left.
it, hun. You've got it.
Keep going. This
4
is great.
hours.
Let's double check. I'm exaggerating
Okay.
for dramatic
For
effect.
comedic purposes.
But-
yes.
Putting you at ease, even though you have all these things to do, and this is a big deal.
Yeah.
So big.
You could go to
could
jail
go to
if you put a
prison.
number in wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I agree with you. You would be totally embezzlement.
I also want to say that we do not condone crime.
We do not.
We do not condone crime. Don't commit crimes, friends.
Don't do it. If you do it, don't tell me about it.
Yeah, I want plausible deniability in this situation. We are not liable if you go off to commit a crime. That's none of my business, unless it's against me. And then it is my business.
I don't know. When a long train of abuses and
Oh my
usurpations,
gosh.
Oh my goodness.
pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute. If you have
Crime.
the means to take action,
You should.
then you have the responsibility to take action.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Because if you know about a crime and you don't say anything, that makes you an accomplice.
You do. You really, honestly,
Yeah.
Honestly,
Oh, that's so scary. My stomach hurts again, y'all.
I know about some crimes. Hey, I said it. I didn't mean to say it out loud,
Wait.
but I said it.
What's your crime?
So I don't really know because I think if you slap a label on me, I'd probably fit it. What? You know what I'm saying? Arson.
No. Arson's too hands-on.
What?
I think arson requires like a mania about it that I don't think you'd have.
Girl, have you ever seen me in my manic mode?
You ever seen him light a match?
I hang upside down in my bedroom and I paint lines.
I think arson on accident would make sense. Yeah. But I don't see you like getting mad at somebody and going to light their house on fire or something,
well,
you know?
I would agree with you. I put it in my family chat. I said, if I was to go to jail, what would my crime be? And they all just responded with crimes I've actually already committed.
Oh my gosh!
And they're making fun of me for them. The first one is
funny.
My dad said, well, I'm thinking you'd be most likely charged with reckless driving in a storage facility parking lot. That got one ha-ha.
Who ha-ha'd?
Courtney Schmidt. And then Christopher said, assault for landing on a middle schooler while trying to crowd surf during a worship set.
That is a real thing that has happened.
That's a real thing that happened. That got two ha-has. Clay and Courtney said that.
I like this. So
the thing with the reckless driving, I did actually get charged. I was accused of attempted murder. So I have a friend. Her name's Chelsea. I was 19. I was 19. She was 17. And our boss at the pool on the Navy base was moving house. And she said, hey, will you help us or will you help me move to my new place? Chelsea and I said, totally. That's great. What can we do? She said, I have a storage unit on the base. I need you to go pick up as much as you can fit in this car, which was my dad's car, because my car, I think I'd crashed it. I think I'd crashed it, so it was no longer available to me. So I'm driving my dad's car. And the thing about my dad's car is the gas is touchy. It gives a little, and then it has sort of a ledge that it goes, you know,
and
like it
goes
a lot. So you have to really ease into it. And it was my first day driving it, so I was still getting used to that. And I pulled onto base. We get to the storage unit, and I'm turning around to go to the front door. I push the gas, and it goes and burns out with the rocks behind me. And we spin around because the wheels turned. We get out, start loading the car. 2, 3, 4 cop cars show up, surround me. And they come up and say, who was driving this car?
Oh, they thought you were doing donuts.
They thought I was doing donuts. And I said, it was me. So they gave me a ticket. And I had never gotten a ticket that I couldn't just go online that day and pay.
Yeah.
I had a court date, all this stuff. It was months down the road. So I wasn't worried about it. This is out of sight, out of mind. Chelsea goes with me so that she can say, yeah, this is what happened. We weren't being crazy. They say, all right, these are the charges. Blah, blah, blah. Reckless driving. Blah, blah, blah. Attempted murder.
Of who?
Chelsea.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy that the charges they can just tack on.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew it would have been reckless driving, but when they said the attempted murder thing,
that's so crazy.
I turned around and looked at Chelsea. And my court-appointed lawyer tapped my shoulder and said, keep your eyes forward. And I said, okay.
That's so scary.
It was so scary.
Why would they
So here's the
ask
vibe.
her?
They didn't ask her because she's a minor.
Oh.
And apparently, this is what the lawyer said to me. If you are charged with reckless driving with a minor in the car,
it's attempted murder.
It's like attempted murder, which still feels really stupid. But I heard those words. Chelsea heard those words. They said those words. And that's just where I ended up. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Apparently I was going to be charged with a couple years in jail or a $10,000 fine. Crazy.
Bruh.
Crazy. A couple of months later was my next court date. Chelsea was stressed out. She could not drive home.
Yeah.
She was so stressed that she couldn't drive home. So I got in the car, in the driver's seat, and drove us home. A couple months later, I show up, I stop, get some pizza, walk into the courtroom. My lawyer meets me there, and she says, hey, they're having some computer issues on the base. They told me that if you showed up, that they would drop the charges, but if you didn't show up, they were going to keep going with the suit. And I showed up, and all the charges were dropped. I left there a free man.
That's the Lord.
Yeah.
I left there a free man.
A free man. That's crazy.
Nuts.
That's so scary. You were 19?
I was 19. My life could have been over. I could have been in jail. I could have gotten out of jail this year.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Stupid.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Your life could have been a shambles.
My life would have been
A
over.
shamble. One shamble.
Over. I wouldn't have known you guys.
No pod.
No pod.
No GS.
No GS. No JC Penney.
No chase.
No Chase.
No here.
No here. Okay, moving on.
Oh my gosh.
Moving on. Yeah, that's like my craziest story as far as the law goes.
I feel like if I saw your mugshot for something, I think it would be like you played a prank on somebody and you got caught or went too far on accident. Like something goofy like that.
One time in middle school, I did take somebody's phone and hide it in someone else's bed at camp. And we went back to I thought it was going to be funny. I thought that we were friends and I was just going to goof off, but this guy was very attached to his electronic and immediately threw a fit. And the leaders were saying, all right, guys, fess up. You know,
Yeah.
like those new TikToks. All right, who ate the jelly donuts?
Who
Fess
did it?
up.
Who
And it's
did
like
it?
all over their face. I'm over there in the corner. Come on.
Come on,
Let's just be
guys.
real.
It's not funny,
It's not
guys.
funny anymore.
He wants his
Joke's
phone.
Where his
over.
phone is.
I tapped my leader on the shoulder and I went outside with him and I said, it's in it's in this guy's bed. Just belligerently crying. They found it. No one knew it was me. I don't think. I mean, other than the fact that I was the only one out of 23, 24
Belligerently
guys
crying.
that was in full tears that took the leader outside and then came back in and we just suddenly knew where it was.
Context clues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be something goofy. Like a prank went too far.
You're like, I have an anonymous tip.
Someone told me this a little while ago.
I think maybe it's over there. I think I saw
I think
it.
it's over there under that guy's pillow. Lucas! You.
How'd it get there?
How'd it get under your pillow? I found your iPod.
Was it an iPod Touch?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
It was a
Boosh,
jailbroken
boosh.
iPod Touch.
Jailbroken.
Invader Zim themed.
Oh.
So that's a
Fun.
deep cut.
Yeah.
Get why I was upset.
I get why he was upset. I asked him
Jailbroken.
to
That takes
jailbreak
a lot
my
of work.
phone. I took my mom's iPod once to school because it had she dropped it in the toilet. And I took it to school with me so that he could open it and I guess put it in rice or something
Fix it.
and fix it. But I had it in my back pocket at school and I took my pants down to poo poo and it fell into the toilet again.
2 toilets in 2 different places.
This iPod was doomed.
Y'all ever dropped your phone in the toilet?
No.
No.
I did when I was 15. I wasn't even going to the bathroom. I went to set my phone down on the counter and it slipped out of my hand into
And just
the toilet.
plopped into the toilet.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
She lived.
Dang.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
That people probably do that every single day. I wonder if
That's
anyone's
so
ever dropped their
disgusting.
phone in the good stuff toilet.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my gosh.
It's happened.
Yeah.
People be dropping too much stuff in the good stuff toilet, let me tell you.
Oh.
We have plumbing issues.
Oh. Gosh.
What a segue. I love that.
Yeah, the toilet broke again today because y'all keep flushing jank down the toilet that doesn't need to be there.
Even
So
if it's
quit
quote
it.
unquote flushable.
It's
not.
not.
It's not.
Read the signs we have plastered
We have a
all around the
septic.
bathroom, I beg. Otherwise, we have to smell the steak.
PSA, y'all.
And our plunger, it hates to see us coming.
Yes.
Because we got to plunge.
Otherwise, we got to call Ernesto, and he's got to pull up and
Ernesto.
physically take stuff out of the pump.
Ernesto
That's
has other things to do.
nasty.
He's
got a
got to
family.
crack open the sump pump.
The sump pump. And y'all, those are freaking expensive. So stop flushing jank where it don't need to be. There's a trash can right there.
I
Just
remember
use it.
one time that happened, and I had to go in there and do some plunging.
It's awful.
Because I didn't know that the problem was not there.
Yeah.
It was on down the line.
Have you ever dumped somewhere and it wouldn't flush? And it would be clear that it was you?
I don't think so.
I don't think I've done that.
Yeah, me either.
Wait, so you're
that's
saying
crazy.
you're saying
So
like
hypothetically,
I try not to go in public.
I try not to go in public, but sometimes you get that tummy rumble.
The rumbly and your tumbly.
Yeah, the rumbly in your tumbly, and all of a sudden, she's coming around the mountain. And you got to go see a guy about a horse real quick.
You have so many metaphors for going to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
I've never heard it put that way.
When you got to,
And-
you know the little pebbles and you got to drop the kids off at the pool.
I've heard that. I've heard that one from you.
I've never heard that. You have so many of these.
And
I
I'm
think those
sure
are
I'll
mine
hear it
too.
a different way within the next few days.
Yeah. Colin is constantly talking about his bathroom escapades.
Wait, I probably have to cut this part, but
His toes are
because I'm so excited, but also so uncomfortable. I came up with this phrase of dumping, and I said, I'm going to go.
Gosh.
Colin.
And I said, wait. No, I said it to Zeke. And Zeke goes, what?
He said, brother, you can't say that.
You can't say that. I said, why? What does that mean? He told me what it meant.
That's funny.
He told me what it meant.
Funny.
He told me what it meant. I'm walking with and there's a pipe just going all the way through there. And I said, have you ever heard the phrase?
Oh my gosh.
So,
For the radio, we're at Lindsay's house. We are recording at Lindsay's home today. Thank you,
Yeah,
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
for letting
Shout
us
out
record at your home.
Lindsay.
this is a beautiful
Shout out,
house.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Shall we
It's the-
describe?
Yes.
Yeah.
There
It's
are
cathedral-esque.
yes wood
comes to
ceilings,
a
wood
point.
beams. Yes.
Yes.
A-frame house.
A-frame.
There's
Huge
a fireplace.
floor-to-ceiling windows.
Fireplace
Yes.
in the middle of this big room, and the fireplace serves as a separation, a partition, if you will.
I will.
You will?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will
shall.
too.
I will. I shall will.
It's original brick, looks like.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So partition between living room space, kitchen space, dining room space. But it's not, it doesn't feel separate.
Yeah.
It's
still
this
open.
is here.
Very cohesive.
Yeah, in the middle, but you just walk around it and there you are in the kitchen and
It's
then
very
the dining
cabin.
room. The windows are beautiful. Like windows, huge windows open into the backyard and,
into the front
In the
yard.
front.
The
Honestly,
rooms
I could
kind
live
of-
here.
I said
Yeah.
that when I walked in. I want this house.
The
Guys, we
rooms
should just
kinda
copy and
go
paste this house for us.
We could buy it from them.
off on the
I
sides.
said that earlier also.
Oh,
If and when.
if and when.
It's a beautiful house. We're here with Julius and Sally.
Yeah.
Julius and
They're
Caesar.
America's Next Hit Couple.
Yeah.
They're dogs. DAWG.
We're just looking after them while the Prels are enjoying.
Where
a
is Sally?
Sweet little vacation. I see Sally right there.
Okay.
She's
No,
over there.
you are looking after them.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I am.
You are the house citrus.
Yeah, we
Citrus.
are just
right now.
here
We're all
adjacent.
kind of. You guys are helping.
We're
me.
around.
I gave him bacon bits.
A lot of bacon bits.
Don't-
Lindsay, if you're listening
don't.
to this, I'm sorry.
Don't. I just wanted them to
Okay.
like me.
I said earlier he was people pleasing the dogs.
I was. And they were there. I was putting bacon bits on my shoe.
Yeah,
To
and
get
it
them to feel
didn't work,
comfortable.
did it?
No, I haven't touched it. I haven't touched either of them.
I haven't either.
Julius got me,
I haven't touched them.
No,
Julius
they will
let me
get
pet 'em for
treats
a
from
sec.
me. They like treats,
and they will run.
Yeah.
and they
They
go out.
only
to-
like us for what they can use us for.
Well, we're strangers in their home.
We are. We're big strangers and loud. We got
Yeah.
cords
They're
everywhere.
really chilling. Where is Julius? Do y'all see Julius?
Bed.
Is he in bed?
He's
zonked.
conked out.
Okay. Zonked.
That's crazy.
He's
Conked.
skonked out. I said zonked. She
I
said
said
conked.
conked.
Sally's,
That was crazy.
Sally's looking
We're
around.
locked in.
We're locked in. We're here.
They're
okay.
They're both of Chihuahuan descent.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua, as Martha Stewart says.
Chihuahuan descent.
Martha Stewart.
She says
what
Chihuahua.
a woman.
And
What did she go to jail for?
Sally is a
Tax evasion.
Nope.
Fraud.
Insider trading.
Insider trade. Something like
But
that.
it wasn't insider trading. I'm sorry. It was, she lied
Oh.
to them.
Oh.
It wasn't even the insider trading.
perjury.
Was it?
Perjury?
Perjury? What's that mean?
Freak
Lying
if I
under
know,
oath.
brother.
Lying under oath.
Was she
I don't
under-
even know if she knew she was lying. I think she just wasn't involved in the situation at all, and someone else was doing her stocks for her. Plug. Watch Martha on Netflix, and you'll get the whole story.
Oh.
You get the whole story. It's
Martha
really
Stewart.
good.
True
We
crime
have
documentary.
Netflix here, so
We could do
I'm
that.
gonna be watching Netflix while I'm here because I don't have Netflix at my house.
I do want to move into the meat.
Yes.
I don't want to take too much time on this because I just want to give you advice, Ashley Lynn, from someone who house sits like a whole lot, like a lot, to someone who's house sitting first time.
No, second.
No, second time. Who was the first?
Your house.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
think
everything
you
was
did a good
alive when we
job.
got back. My room was clean.
Yeah.
It
It
was.
was great. But I do want to give a few pointers. I'm going to call these the no's of house sitting. That could be the no, N-O, or the K-N-O-W.
Nose.
The no's
Okay.
of house sitting. There's a few things you want to remember before you approach the house. You want to be clear and concise with their expectations of you and your expectations of them. How long will they be gone? How long will you be required to stay? How much do you need to be involved in their life while they're gone? Do you need to send them photos of pets if there are any? You need to send them photos or updates about like, oh, hey, there was a neighbor that came by and did this. Be very clear with communication. And it's tough, you know, when you leave somebody at your house and there's a lack of clarity,
True.
you know? Cleanliness. Girl, take out the trash, clean the kitchen, make sure your bathroom habits are higher than standard. I kind of live in fear that they could come back at any moment. So if there's dishes in the sink,
Don't let them be.
don't let them be there. I want them to come back to their house cleaner and better than when they left it.
Okay.
Also, you know this all too well. Where do we eat?
Not in the living
Not
room.
in the living room.
Certainly not on the carpet.
Not on the carpet.
Not on the carpet.
Do you wear shoes inside?
No. Not on the carpet.
Not on the carpet. On this carpet.
Not around here.
Yeah.
Not around these parts.
Animals. You got to feed and water them.
True.
Water them.
Sometimes these animals come, you know, with all sorts of ailments, anxiety, depression, hemorrhoids.
Incontinence. Shout out Luna.
Have you
we
dealt
love
with that?
you.
Luna doesn't
Personally?
have.
Incontinence?
What's that mean?
And
That
anxiety.
means you pee. You don't have control of your pee.
That's true. Our little girl, she
Yes,
does pee a lot.
she
but
pisses.
if she didn't pee a lot, I don't know who she'd be.
She's an angel baby.
She's an angel baby
Regardless
face
of the
from
fact
heaven.
that she pees everywhere, honestly.
100%. We love Luna. Which at the beginning, I will admit, the pee got to me. It did get to me.
Yes.
But now you expect it.
Uh-huh.
And he's like,
It's just part of her
that's
charm.
3 times. You know?
Yeah.
You start to learn her
breathing
tricks.
differently.
You start to learn her trick, like the trick of how to keep her from peeing.
Yeah. You do
And
not acknowledge her
you
when
don't
you
look
walk
at
in.
her.
She's not
Walk
real.
past her.
Yeah.
Never. Don't talk to her
Yeah.
higher pitch than this. Hi, Luna. If you go, hi, Luna, she's gone.
No.
Yeah.
The floodgates have.
She
thus
knows what's
opened.
normal
Thus
voice.
opened, yeah.
She knows.
You can't go above it.
Yeah.
She knows, and she just gets so excited. So feed and water them. Make sure they get their medications. Which in Luna's case, she's a bougie eater. She's got farmer's dog.
Farmer's dog is crazy.
Crazy.
This is fridge food. Has
This
to stay
is
in the fridge.
fridge
Fridge
food.
and freezer food.
And you
for-
Do you
cut
have
the
to heat
package
it
in.
up?
No, well, I guess you can, but I just like chop it up so it's easier for her to eat, and she
Yeah.
takes longer to eat it. But if she's hungry, she'll eat whatever, right? You'd think. No.
No, dogs are picky.
She will not eat that kibble. It could be there for 4 days, and you haven't fed her or let her outside at all. Not that that's happened, but I'm exaggerating for drama's sake.
Yes.
She won't touch it. Okay, keep them safe. Make sure they're not going to get choked on the leash or get out in the backyard.
Yeah.
You know. Invasion of privacy. Let's not be snooping through these people's drawers.
No.
They hired you to keep their animals safe, keep their house secure,
Yeah.
and nothing else.
Yeah.
Don't look through their drawers. Okay? Don't get on their computer.
Okay.
Actually,
Don't
why would you
explore
do
their
that?
bedroom.
Why would you do that?
I'm not gonna.
Don't read their mail.
Why would you
Don't come
open
by
their
my
mail?
house.
Don't call me.
We're done.
Don't come by my house. We're done.
Yeah. And then lastly, streaming services. When we're here for hours every day and our only job is to make sure a dog doesn't die, what are we going to do? We're going to turn to streaming platforms. I have a few tips. Be wise with your choices. So that
Do you speak from experience?
yeah. So whatever you've watched is not reflected on their account, thus impacting their algorithm. You never know what might pop up for them, and they give you a text and say, "Hey,
Did you watch?
was this something that you enjoyed while staying at my house?" Next.
We're not gonna dive any deeper. Into that.
That's never happened, but
Okay.
don't continue with a show they've already begun watching.
Yeah, that's real. That would make me annoyed.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Even if you watch one episode,
It'll throw off.
it'll throw off their whole
history.
Mojo Dojo Casa
Yeah.
house.
I
Is
don't
it
wanna
Dojo
do
Mojo? Mojo
Mojo
Dojo?
Dojo.
And if a movie is started, finish it completely.
Yes.
Don't just leave it on
Skip
their
to the end.
continue
Yeah.
watching list.
skip to the end if you've got to and let it
Skip to the
play out.
end, brother.
Yeah.
Don't just because the credits, that's where they get you. You want to get out of there before the credits are over. But
So
if you
conti-
do
yeah.
that,
It'll be on.
it'll
there.
be on there forever. And you know you can't clear that
Yeah.
unless you finish it.
You gotta finish.
Word.
Oh my gosh.
It. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of the things that make people or help people trust you with their animals is updating them with the puppy smiles and the puppies running around the backyard so that they feel included in the day-to-day.
Okay.
So like one picture a day keeps the
Scaries away.
scaries away. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there is one. Actually, I'll share a horror story of house sitting with you right now. Mostly for the regular, because I think you guys have probably heard this. I was house sitting for a family that has multiple dogs, and they have a friend who has a dog that hangs out with those dogs.
Yes.
They brought that dog, who is now dead.
Has this been told on the pod?
It has.
It has been told.
Yes.
All right, I'll cut it out then. Never mind.
This has been told.
But
on
it
the
is a
pod.
good story.
It is funny.
What was the dog's name?
Tuffy.
Yeah, Tuffy.
Yeah, because we talked about the spelling.
Uh-huh.
We didn't even.
Yeah.
We don't even know how
We don't know.
old Tuffy was or what gender Tuffy was.
I thought Tuffy was she.
Was it? I
Allegedly.
feel like they.
I would have been so stressed out.
Yeah. Did we talk about having to climb in through the bathroom window?
No, we should talk about
I
that
don't
now.
think so. When did
Always
that happen?
make sure you have a house key
Yes.
or a garage door opener to the home on your person.
So this, go ahead.
Well, this is just, I did
code.
struggle to get into this house today. I was thinking about how it must look like if a neighbor saw me trying
What'd you do?
Well, there's a code. I'm not gonna say what
Don't
the code
say the
is.
code on here.
It's not just like it's not a physical keypad
Yeah,
where
it's like
there's like
touch screen.
buttons. It's a touch screen. It's a touch screen keypad. And you can see the numbers, but they're like shaded. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you can tell the
It's hard to
keypad
see.
thing is not on yet. And how do you turn it on, Ashley Lynn? I didn't know. I was trying to figure that out. I'm pushing, like seeing if there's like a button around the bottom that like turns it on, like a home or like an on button or something. Nothing. I'm getting nothing. Just looking at the Ring camera, watching me struggle. I know the code. That's not the problem, but I keep doing this, putting the code in, nothing's happening. You have to like wave your hand in front of it, like in a downward motion like this.
Yeah, to activate
And that activates it. It's like a motion thing. But you would think that this would activate
Tapping
it.
yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
So I felt like a fool.
You made it.
I made it. I got in here.
Yeah, at least you didn't have to climb through nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a memorable story, though.
It is funny.
It is. That's a good story.
I witnessed it once. That was crazy.
Weekly wins!
Woo.
Should we chaw?
We can chaw.
We
I have a
can
feeling
chaw.
our weekly win is the same.
I have
Yeah, I
multiple,
think
Oh.
so.
but it is the same.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead, go right on and say my weekly win was the waterfall on Tuesday.
Best day of my life.
Such a great day. I love that
Yeah.
waterfall, and I love it even more with friends and memories now.
Memories.
Glorious. Praise
Yes.
God. That's my weekly win.
It was wonderful.
That was a
For the
sweet
radio,
time.
we went hiking to
Oh,
a
yes.
waterfall. On
We all went to
Tuesday.
Old Rope Mill in Woodstock, Georgia.
Yes, we did.
And enjoyed the day. The bridge was closed.
We had
so
to
it's not
find
like
our
we
way
could
there a
take
little
an
bit.
easy way across the bridge.
No,
And what was it? Park Services people?
I don't even know who
Yeah.
that lady
Whatever they
was.
were.
Yeah.
The park rangers, they were right yonder, and they'd see if we'd stepped over the
rope, yeah.
rail,
The
the rope
one-
that said
Do
bridge
not cross,
closed, do
yeah.
not
Flimsy
go.
rope.
Yeah, literally so easy.
But instead, we Little House on the Prairied it across the river.
Yeah.
Hannah nearly got swept away. I'll put some audio in it right here of that
From
video.
me yelling?
From the video,
That was
so you guys can
horrid.
hear what they're saying and
Yeah.
me cackling in the.
Hannah, you gotta come back this way. Hannah's fully in.
Leave the stick here.
Don't make unnecessary
Necessary journeys.
journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads.
And don't swim in the sea. We swam.
Incredibly
Incredibly, people have been slaughtered.
slaughtered.
She says.
She's a slaughter.
I thought she said spotted.
Spotted.
In the
Slaughtered.
sea.
I don't know if she says
I
slaughtered.
thought
I'm gonna
she said-
fact check that.
And then her face gets hit with a sign. I love that video. Anyway, yeah. Ashley and I really had to fight our way across this river. I actually watched back the video while we were sitting outside earlier, and it makes us look stupid. It doesn't look that
It
serious.
doesn't make you look stupid. It makes you
felt-
look like you're trudging across a river.
Yeah,
Trudging
it felt
about to get
across a
swept away
river.
with
And
a
we
gigantic
team-
stick.
Yeah,
We
found a
teamworked
stick.
that,
We did.
girl.
Yeah.
That's the only way we
We
made it.
got us both across
Yeah.
that
Every
river.
inch
Is a victory.
Look at this. That's this.
Every inch
Every
is a
inch
victory.
is a victory. Yeah, we made it to the. I was watching the video, and it just looks like it does not look as serious as it felt in the moment.
In
I
the
thought we
middle,
were
though,
gonna die.
That current was a lot
I know.
in
I
the
thought I was
middle.
gonna get swept.
It was
Like,
deep
when it
too,
got
because
deep, it
Hannah's
was.
little. It was
Yeah.
up. It was nearly up to Hannah's chest. Chest, is that
Okay.
up to her chest?
That's anatomical.
And when you have
He
that
went
much rushing,
Chest.
when you have that much rushing water on over 75% of your body,
Yeah.
try not getting swept away.
That's what I'm saying. Colin went across first, right? And
Yeah.
he made it, and he was like,
I fell.
Yeah, he did fall.
I was
He got
scared
my backpack
when
wet.
you
I thought he
fell.
was gonna get swept away.
I was scared about us going
I was like,
across.
what are we gonna
Slipped,
do if
though,
he
yeah.
gets swept away? Anyway, he gets to the end, and because you fell, I was like, there's no way I'm making it across this alive. Because if it's hard for you, I was like, what does this mean for me?
I didn't have a stick or
That's
a friend.
true. Or a
We
friend.
had a stick.
We made it happen between the two of us. We did.
So funny.
I'm so thankful.
It was
for that
so
stick.
funny. The way back, we just went across the bridge, y'all. We did not wade through the river. It made me think about like
river.
the river. We did not wade through the
Wade
river.
through the
It made me
river.
think about like just like pilgrims and like the fact that they was just doing that all the time. Like you know that painting of George Washington crossing the Delaware.
Yeah, that was
Also,
her.
he's on a boat, but like
Well, imagine it without a boat.
That's what we
That's
looked
what you
like.
guys look like.
Delaware. We crossed the Delaware River.
And then we get to the other side, and there's a lady up on the, up on the hill.
I was so scared of her.
I was too.
I thought
She
she was
freaked
going to
me out.
shoot us.
Really?
No, that's not true. I just
What?
thought she was going to rat us out
Oh,
and make us go back.
She was just concerned. She was like,
She
"Y'all
heard the
okay down
hollering
there?"
from way over there.
We were hollering.
where did she come from? Like
the construction site.
Yeah, there was
The
a construction-
excavation site.
She was like, "Oh, okay." And then we talked with her for a
She had a
bit.
great
Like,
haircut.
we're fine, we're fine. She was like, "Y'all can just take the bridge on the way out." And I was like, "Thanks,
Thanks,
lady."
Catherine
Thank
Obvious.
you. That's funny.
But it
I
was,
had
it was really
so
fun.
much fun.
Ashley and I came out of that with scratches and bruises.
Ashley's legs are toe
Yeah,
up.
she's got knots. This is what we were referring to by bruises on her shins earlier. She has these two large knots.
I could
on her
not
shin.
feel that.
I didn't feel
The
myself
water
get
was
My
so
legs
cold.
were so cold. I didn't feel
Yeah.
that. I think I must have slipped.
Also
and landed
adrenaline.
on my leg hit a
Yeah.
rock or something. But
But it was really fun. It was really restorative for me.
yeah, that water
It's
was so cold.
So cool.
But after a while, I didn't want to leave it.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to stay.
I felt at home
I had to go once
amongst
my
the
toe.
waters.
Once my
I
toe
did a
started
backflip.
hurting.
I've never
Yeah.
done a backflip.
You did.
She did a backflip. I did a backflip.
Yeah,
I
you
tutorialed
And you did a
into
front flip.
Y'all
backflip,
taught me how to
yes.
do a backflip, and then I did a front flip
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Woo.
Woo.
Thank you, Regulus.
for listening to
Three Bs on a
Pod.
I'm Colin.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Ashley.
And Regulus, you can find us on Instagram.
You know
at
you can.
3Bs on a pod.
You know you can. There's fun stuff on there.
Yeah, and comment below whatever suits your fancy, I suppose.
Ooh.
Yeah, comment on Spotify too because I love reading those comments.
I
on
love
the
Me
those
too.
episodes.
And you best believe I'm going to go through and publish all of them, y'all.
Yeah.
If it's commented, I'm going to publish it. Unless it's jank. So don't do anything jank.
Yeah.
Show